guys, Rick Shaw here on Tuesday the 28th, 2022, and my nice tire stem for the bike. I got those for when the tricycle goes on. We'll take those down. I got 3 of them. Those are the heavy-duty 8-ply sidewall tires that we're putting it on the machine. Hi, baby. And I got the tubes coming. One thing happens with Lazada: if a shipper doesn't ship something out right away, within so many days, they cancel the order. So Lazada automatically canceled the order. So I called up the company and said, why can't you guys get this stuff out in time so that they don't automatically cancel? And they said they don't like the deal because some orders they'll cancel in 2 days and some in 5. And they said, don't worry, we'll get your order out for you. So I said, okay, let's just, do I need to run it through again? And the guy says, yeah, go ahead, or I can send it COD. And I said, okay, that's fine. Do it that way. We'll just take Lazada out of the loop on that. But that gets to be a pain. But something I was thinking about on this, whether you're sitting in the boat with the paddle or you got your hip waders on. But these guys, to me, they lost all their credibility when they said, you know, my body, my choice. And that's another body in there, by the way. So that's not their body. But and then they scream for the injectables, you know. So that's a big pile of crap, to me, anyway. So why don't we pull something on them? Let's go ahead and put a we'll ban certain ones, and then we'll make them go down to a governing body to get a permit to even have one, a government agency. That's going to work out great. And then say, okay, you can only have so many every 10 years. You know, or every 5 years. You know, turn the tables on them. That's what they do to us on a regular basis with these things. So why not? If they want the government to control, they want the federal government up everybody's butt, then get it up their butt. Get it right up their stinking butt. And have a bunch of bureaucrats and tell them, oh, well, you know something, you don't get a permit because, you know, this or that, or give some stupid reason that, you know, governments come up with. Now I see this red flag thing. He's supposedly on the desk of this anus that's supposedly running the show. And I keep hearing all this crap. Oh, pretty soon Trump will be back. They're going to overturn this. And I'm getting sick of that. I'm getting royally sick of that. But I wanted to show you something else too. You know, these are supposedly Premier builders. There's one going up right there, and there's another one right there. They leave these big holes wide open for anybody to fall in who happens to be walking over there. Kids, I mean, adults wouldn't, but here's this one. These people in this house right here that built that wall, they were here a little bit before us. Not too much. I think they were the second one in here, but here's their gutter. I hope you can see this on the camera. Look at this. Okay, we're getting down to this gutter, and as soon as you get here, look at it's completely rotted out. There's no gutter here at all. So what's up with that? Don't they use aluminum for a gutter? What the heck did they use steel for? You know, the more and more, I wish I'd investigated this company a little bit more before I had anything to do with them. I looked at them, you know, we saw some places, but I don't know. It's just a little bit crazy to me. And they're cranking them up now. Morning! We got that fellow there. They're getting the finish done. And that's I mean, they're making them. They're building them like crazy. And not all of them got the trouble with that gutter. I've looked at a bunch of other ones since then, and it's not too bad. But the windows here are morning. The windows are crappy. We've got our ones that fold out. The 2 downstairs are completely broken. And nothing to do. Warranty's out. You know. It's just the way it goes. But yeah, thinking about that, you know, whether you're in a boat with a paddle or you got your hip waders on and you're going fishing, if they want all this, they regulate it. Now that you got these ones like AOC, they're the ones calling for an insurrection. See, but the news media is on their side, so they're never going to get called out for it. And then you look at that Waters, California. Holy mackerel! There's a anarchist right there. She's just an instigator, troublemaker. I don't know who the heck pays her to do what she's doing, but it's got to be the Soros bunch and all them. There's this nice big house going up. There's one over in the back corner, just like this one. And this one will be ready for windows soon. They're moving. I gotta give them that. They're starting to really cook on these. Good morning. So, yeah, I hope they get the water thing. I actually had water this morning for a shower, so I was pretty happy about that. This weather's got my back sore as could be. Wes was over yesterday, and this weather, it gets you. And it gets me sometimes anyway. But it's rainy season, not that big of a deal. We got our hardware for the rack. As soon as I get a day where it's not going to be rainy, I'm going to get that mounted on and tight. And we did see racks. We went to one rack place, and the guy, ones where they weld them up themselves, and they make these really nice racks. And it sounded like rigid, super heavy, and he came out and looked at it to see about brackets, because they sell the same model I have. And he said, no, they'd have to take it out of the box. You got to go back to the company. And so we just went over to this nut and bolt place and got stuff to do it. And we'll get that thing tied on here pretty soon. I didn't want no big heavy rack like that. The dang thing was 4 times the price I paid for this. Somebody got on the channel and said, oh, well, if you go cheap, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't want to go spend $400 on a roof rack that I'm going to be taking on and off that weighs a ton. That one that guy had, he had one hanging on the ceiling. That thing was heavy. I didn't want that. I wanted aluminum. I wanted something that wasn't super heavy. Morning. And this is the ticket here. This is the ticket right now. So I got the 4 anchors that I'll probably put on. I just don't want to do it now, because look at what we got here. Yesterday when Wes was here, the rain was on and off most of the time, so we don't know. But this thing looks pretty good. It's not like we're gonna have a ton of weight on it or anything like that. But if you push on it, it's pretty sturdy. We'll put if there's anything heavy, it'll go right here on this bracket. It's solid as a rock. I mean, you shake the car. So I'm happy enough with that. And I don't want to. I saw nice racks, don't get me wrong, but even now the ones that build them themselves, where they weld them up in their little fabricating shop, yeah, those are really nice racks. I got to admit, they're nice racks, but you're looking at minimum $400 for one. I paid $80 for this. That's all I wanted to spend. I mean, if I could have only got one of them $400 racks, I wouldn't have a roof rack. We'll just keep going the way we're going. That's just how it is. People say, oh, well, you go cheap, it's all your fault. No, whoever is packing these boxes, there's a picture of the parts, and what they need is a little laminated thing and a grease pencil, and when they put the first picture with the number of parts, if they can count anyway, put them in the box, and then they check it off and they move to the next one. You don't miss a bracket. And then I got these other brackets I have here. It's called the T bracket. I don't even know what those are for. I didn't see anywhere on the pictures. And the instructions they get too. One thing I found out about some of these Japanese companies, years ago there was knew somebody that did the, what do you call it, the instruction manuals. Chinese would send it to them, and they would figure out how to put it together and then write an instruction manual. And I got this, somebody said, hey, well, you check out my manual, we're going to turn this in pretty soon. And I looked at it, and I put a lot of bikes together, a lot of stuff for the kids over the years, this roof rack, lots of stuff like that. I'm sure you guys have done the same thing. And they had this 4-page dissertation on how to assemble it, and using big words, and it just was, to me, it was just ridiculous. It was somebody who never did anything and only wrote, college educated. Well, I went ahead and put the thing together, because they sent them one, put it together, and I thought, okay, I'll do one for them. And I got mine down to pictures and 1 page. And they said, really, do you think that'll do it? I said, that's what all a guy needs in his garage to put this thing together. So they turned them both in. What did the Chinese do? They took the one, they figure they're getting their money for 4 pages and they're not getting their money for 1. Not that it's going to help the guy in America put the thing together. You know, it's going to make it even worse. So this is just what they do. You know, the instructions, now my instructions that came was completely 100% in Chinese. I don't know what the characters mean. You know, I tried to do that thing on the phone that would scan it and translate it. It didn't work. You know, it just did not work at all. The company refuses to acknowledge that I have a problem. MC King out of Lazada. I won't be using them. You guys, if you want to, that's your business. They do have a lot of stuff. I mean, they got all kinds of car stuff. You know, I might have just got one bad. You know, I don't think they open up the boxes and check on the stuff. I mean, it would be cost prohibitive. They couldn't do it. So it's not, you know, it's just what they're buying. And you come here to all these little companies around here that are selling these, especially when you go in the mall to these auto places. Everything's made in China, guys. Somebody said, "Oh, you know, buy." You know, they said buy locally because, you know, then you can go back to the store. But gosh, you do that too, and they just send you a zombie out, you know, that just sells you blah blah blah, and they can't get it either. The guy told me at the place the other day, you can't get it, you know, because it comes in the box. If it's not in the box, we got to go back to China and get the part, you know. And all it is a little punch pressed part. It's a nothing part, super cheap. But I've dealt with some local stores too, you know, with getting things from them, and they just go zombie on you. You know, I've gone into stores and said, hey, you got these the size of this sandal, and they'll take off. No, sir, we don't have it. And then I'll walk out in the mall, and my wife will say, "Oh, well, did you get those slippers?" And no, because they said they don't have my size. Oh, and she'd come back in, and 10 minutes later, she'd come out with my size. So that's just something that when you come here, that you just got to deal with. It's what's going to happen. A lot of these people in the stores, I don't think they hire them for. Here they hire them for looks. You go into these department stores and they're all good looking young kids, but they really don't know much, you know. I've seen the dang work, and you know, the parents are also proud their kids went to college. And if you look at it, it's not the education system, I think, worldwide has just failed miserably. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe it did exactly as it was supposed to do, you know, where they just give you enough to function and not enough to, you know, think for yourself. But it's just what you deal with, and I don't think that's just here. I think that's worldwide. I know one of my buddies was yakking with him a little bit last night. It's like it was in the afternoon for him. He just got off work, middle of the night here, but I yak with him, and he was saying, yeah, he buys stuff for his kids. There's always missing parts. He says it's like they do it on purpose. And of course, you just got to manufacture something or go buy something, because dealing with them to try to get the part, he says you're not going to get it. And I said, yeah, I know. And it's not just here. It's no matter where you go. It's these companies from China. They don't care. They want to get the product out and make their money. That's it. That's all there is to it. And any kind of warranties and stuff. I remember when we were looking at a fan. Nice fan. Looked heavy. The motor was heavy. 5-year warranty, and it did burn out. It was just like the rest of them. It burned out. Then when we got a hold of the company, nope, you can't. You hit a wall. You can't do anything with it. That warranty meant nothing. It was just a sign on there to make you buy it, because I bought that one instead of another one. So they don't honor any kind of a warranty or customer service. You might as well forget it. You know, it's just not there. And like I say, I don't think that's just here. I think that's worldwide when it comes to these products. You know, they dish them out. And that's the way she goes. But I did get some nice, I got some nice tires. The generator was supposed to come yesterday. It set out for delivery, but it didn't show out for delivery till late, and these guys don't work super late, so we'll probably get that today. The inner tubes say that they're supposed to be delivered today, and I bought a heavy-duty 17-inch rim for the tricycle. because the company that's making those tricycles, they're just putting they get these cheap alloy rims, and if anybody knows, you can break those things real easy. I hit a curb one time. I had a motorcycle I borrowed from my buddy, and I went to jump a curb. I hit the gas, pulled the front end up, and I came down a little short and hit the curb and broke his rim. Flattened the tire, broke his rim, had to replace it. It wasn't that hard of a hit. I was only doing a little faster than a walking speed. And so I don't trust them. I'm a spoke rim kind of guy. The spoke rims are good and strong. I got a good heavy duty one for the tricycle, and I wanted to keep the tires all the same size. So they're all 3-inch 17s all the way around. That'll be on the tricycle too. And somebody said, oh, you should have got the 22-inch for the tricycle. Well, if you think about it, now this is just me, and let me know what you think in the comments. I think the shorter rim would be stronger because the spokes are shorter. Now, I got the rim with the super heavy-duty spokes. It's the thicker metal on the bottom. It was an aluminum rim. That would have been nice to get, but I couldn't find any. And so I put that on there. I wanted to get like just a Yamaha rim just like this with the brake, so I could have like a parking brake on it. But I couldn't get that either. You had to buy it in so many different components, and I just didn't want to deal with the hassle on it. But that rim's coming. It's got good bearings. I was talking to the guy that was sending it out, and I said, I never heard of these bearings, Chimchong bearings or something. And it doesn't say it's made in Japan. It says Japan Technology. And he says, no, they're Chinese. It's Chinese bearing. And I said, well, do you have a better bearing? And he goes, yeah, we have these. I think it was Nippon or something. He goes, we got some really good bearings. And I said, could you? Because they put them together when they send them. And I said, I got the heavy spokes already. I said, can I get those bearings? Sure. And you know what it was? It was like 30 pesos more. And that was kind of cool. So I got the better heavy bearings, and he said they're definitely going to hold your tricycle. He said the wheel, he said they haven't had any problems. Guys are hauling all kinds of stuff on them. So, and it's out of Manila, so that should be here pretty soon. And we're looking forward to getting the tricycle. What we're thinking on doing is we're going to go down there to Mindoro, try to get as much done as we can. We still got to sign for that extra piece of ground we got, and then we want to go check everything out again. And then we're going to try to see about the septic. I want to go buy the tricycle, and then what I'm going to have to do is I'll bring everybody home, and then I'm going to take off on the bike by myself, drive down to the tricycle builder, make sure he's got it built and ready to go. They can put it on the tricycle. I'll be down there for a day or two, making sure it's tracked good and everything. Go to the LTO down there, change the registration, and then we'll go from that. And then I'll bring it back up here. I'll use it to go to the grocery store. I'll run that thing all around here, because the last tricycle I shouldn't have got rid of. I had that. They're easy to fix, and I'm still a guy who's telling you, if you're coming here and you're looking for a vehicle, they got these electric 3-wheelers, and they got the Piaggio, and they got the Rusis, and they got all these other ones. Now, if you want something that's going to be durable and anybody can fix on the side of the road, get yourself a tricycle. They're a blast to drive. The kids love them. My kids loved being in the tricycle. We took big trips in ours. But our needs changed, so the cargo tricycle is coming. And I think I'm just going to get the cargo one without the roof for now. And then we'll put a roof on, because I want to look at a bunch of different styles. I want something that'll keep the rain completely off of them. But I want something that'll definitely be able to come off and on. And that's definitely it. Get a big tarp to cover it up. But I love the bike, guys. I'm telling you, can't go wrong on this bike. Everything on it's real good. A little bit, I get a few rust spots on it. I don't think the fit and finish is up to Yamaha standards, but it's cool for what it is. Runs good. I don't have any problem. The choke thing's all fixed up on it. Don't even use the choke anymore. Just hit the gas and go. I got the oil all changed. I'm ready. Tank is full. Cost me quite a bit to fill the tank this time with the prices of the fuel. And prices of fuel here in Lipa City compared to when we went up to GMA are 10 pesos more here. And I am not understanding that because it's closer. The big tanker trucks, they only got to come a short distance from the port of Batangas, and the refinery's right there outside of Batangas. They don't have to drive very far, and it's 10 pesos more per liter. So that's, what is that, 80 cents more per gallon. Yeah, here. And when you go up there, it's just, it makes me shake my head. And these trucks got to drive on the highway. You see tons of them constantly every time you get on the highway, that Skyway. I mean, there's just tons of tanker trucks delivering, delivering gas. But it's just the nature of the beast. I think they're definitely trying to mess up the food supply, like in the U.S. and Europe and a lot of these countries. They're doing a lot of things. They're messing with the bees now. I just saw a report on that they're coming in and making people destroy their hives because they say it's got some kind of a special new microbic bug that's getting the bees, and we have to destroy them all, And this one farmer, he's like, man, they're coming in and trashing his place. No compensation for him, and who let that thing in, or if it's even real. So that's one way, and then they're destroying all these food plants, guys, everywhere, getting destroyed. It's a full court press. Don't think this stuff is over, guys. Just because you don't got to put on a mask and you don't have to mandatory get the, what? It's not over. This is just plan. I think it's Plan B, or just part of the original plan, just in steps. It's another step they're taking. They're not stopping. They want to rule the world. It's a huge cult. I just watched a thing on there, and they were talking about the global elite. They talk about that. Well, it's not the global elite. It's what this lady was talking about. It's the global cult. It's a cult of these people, and there's something wrong with them. They mess around with little ones. They sell parts. I'll put something on the end of this I thought was pretty cool. About the parts. You'll see it at the end of the video, but it's just a shame all the stuff that's going on, and it's not stopping. Now here, I hope we get a change. But the thing that gets me, you look at a lot of these leaders in 2021 and early 22 that said no, they didn't want this thing in their country. Boom! Somehow they got assassinated or croaked. So that's not good. Now we got this new fella going to be coming in here. I hope he does a good job and loves his country and his people, and does a good job for them. But it seems if you go against the grain, against this huge cult that goes on, you're not long for the world. And they don't want you long anyway. They come right out and tell you they want the population down to a real low amount, manageable, just so they have their servants. And they do all this sick stuff. They sacrifice these little ones. And now with this paddle in the boat and with the hip waders, a lot of these people are freaking. And if you look at these women that are shrieking out, who the heck would have anything to do with them anyway? And then you hear them screaming. Go look on the YouTube and punch this in, and you see these chicks going. They're going crazy in there. Most of them are weird, but I saw one girl on there. She was all pissed off from California. She's actually a nice looking girl, looked to be in real good shape, nice hair, and then she went into this shrieking rage, and I'm like, man, it's a disorder. There's definitely something going on there, and I don't think they really look into anything. Their TV tells them what to do, and that's what they do. And it's okay for them to shriek, but like my one buddy was saying when we were talking, he said, well, you remember years ago, him and I one time we were going on a trip, and instead of taking the car, it was a paid bus trip. They were going to take us down to this park. You spend the whole day at the park, and if you want to drink beer or something, they bring you home, and then they drop you. They don't drop you at a bus terminal. They drop you not by your car. They drop you right at home. So if you want to drink, so we're going to go, and it was $100 a head to get into the park. But if you went on this bus ride, it was $80. Okay, so we're going to go. Let's go. We'll make a whole day out of it. And there was this one little boy on there. and he started shrieking. He didn't get his way, and Mommy was just at her wit's end. Daddy was just letting him go, you know, a progressive type. Those are these guys that are doing all the screaming now. It's the same ones, the ones that they never got taught that this is wrong. You know, their parents just let it get away with it because they were some liberal professor from somewhere. You know, so this is what we're dealing with a lot of these people, and I do feel sad for them. You know, and man, the stuff I'm seeing, if it's real, maybe they're Hollywood actors. I don't know, because I sit back and think, how can people be this way? It's almost, to me, it just seems like an impossibility that there's somebody actually that way. And I start thinking maybe they're just paying somebody to do that, and it's an acting thing. But other people are telling me no, it's for real. So kind of scary. But look at this, guys. Look what we got right on our corner. We got some papayas. We just had a good one yesterday. My wife's been collecting up all kinds of seeds and stuff we're going to take down. We got the ground supposedly right now is cleared. It's cleared right down to the nub. They actually did some burning too, so we're going to get in there and rough up the soil a little bit and get some stuff planted. When we're not there, we got a guy that'll come in and keep it cleaned up, you know, so it doesn't get all full of weeds and stuff like that. So we're stoked, guys. We're stoked to getting down there and getting all this stuff done and be done with here for a while. We'll lock it up. I got a guy coming. He's going to put some bars on these windows, you know, and I'm just going to bolt them. And this window down here, we're just going to rock solid bolt a nice heavy, you know, a heavy grate on this one. And then of course that one up there we'll make it hinged so that if something happens you can get out the window. And this one here, I'm sure you could pull this one out. I wouldn't mind having a bar here too. We'll talk to them about the price. We got a pretty good price on the two right now, and I think I want to do that little one. And I was thinking on this one here, on this window here, we want to get some bars on there, but I would like them to be able to hinge so we can clean the glass, and I think I want to put that on the inside. That one and that one, we'll put the bars on that ledge on the inside. That way we can open the window. Well, you can't really close these. I was thinking when we leave, I'm going to just close them and probably have to replace these windows down the road. But even this one, if somebody breaks this out, if somebody breaks this thing out, they can climb through there. So I want to put one on the inside there also. And even that one, I'd like to have it because there's a nice ledge there, and we can get that mounted on there. And that'll be a little bit of a deterrent. If somebody wants to get in, they're going to get in. Because I don't want to empty this place out. You know, I just want to double up when we get down to Mindoro. I want to, you know, new fridge, new stove. Doesn't have to be anything fancy like this. The fridge don't have to be as big. I'll try to get the most energy efficient I can. And doesn't have to be a super big one. Not like this one. This one's, I think, 15 cubic foot. I've seen some that were 10 that would do us just perfect. I just want frost free though. And we might even put a small unit air conditioner in it, you know, just in case, because it was the temperature down there compared to here. This place, I got to say one thing about this area, it's a lot cooler here, guys. It's a hell of a lot cooler here in Lipa City than anywhere I've been other than Tagaytay. And I know I hear people talking about Baguio. It's a lot cooler there too. But so we might do that, and that would be enough. A little half horsepower, 0.6 horsepower would probably cool that whole place. And I know the electric down there is a hell of a lot cheaper than here. We'll buy make sure we get an inverter with the Freon that doesn't need the high compression to make it work. That way they can put a smaller motor in. These new little ones, they put out as much cold as a much larger unit just 10 years ago. Because they had the old Freon that you had to really compress it. The compressor had to compress it a lot more, so when it releases, it gets cold. This new Freon they got, it's a lot less pressure. so you can put a smaller motor to run it. So enough of my big yak this morning. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And this is, can you say it? Can you say it? Rickshaw Hope. Right, baby? Yeah, she's still got a bad sore there. And there's our other little buddy that follows us around. And we're going to let you go. We'll see you guys.